Hey gang, Kevin here, Life22. Today's book review, which I know you're super excited about another book review, is Crime and Punishment. Yeah. Brutally long book. And it didn't truly capture uh, my attention that much. Obviously, I listened to it during, what do they call it, found time. You know, you feed your chickens. Uh, you're taking a shower, you're driving in a car, you pop a headset in, whatever. Like that's where I listen to podcasts and books. And this book it didn't like strike me as this is an amazing book, but I do remember almost like every bit. The conversations, the arguments, the thoughts, and then so when I was done with the book, I thought to myself, like, I remember Andrew Klavan, the leader of Klavanon, mentioning that this book changed his life, and I'm thinking, okay, so what the hell did I just miss in this book? So I went online and I Googled it, and I YouTubed it, and sure enough, there's a whole bunch of breakdowns, and some of those breakdowns are by one of my favorite people in the world, Jordan B. Peterson, and Dr. Jordan Peterson breaks it down, and he kind of explains, like, listen, this is Fyodor Dostoevsky's one of his works on the human mind, and and how he breaks down, how he delves into the psychology of the human mind, and man's struggle, and a lot of those things. So if you read one of these books, I always recommend, finding a good breakdown from somebody like Jordan Peterson or whoever to kind of like, drive some of the points home. So, in retrospect, where the book didn't strike me as this is some great thing, right? I did find correlations in my own life with people I know. The characters kind of shown themselves in certain aspects of people that I know. Some of the manicness, some of the intellectual brainstorms, from just a lot of things that are going on in the human psyche, and I can draw on it later. I still like the story, the movie, or it as it plays in my head as a movie. Like the story itself still doesn't, like, I don't know. There's something about it. Like, as I find all this meaning in the book and how it can change certain people's lives, I feel like I missed the boat. Right? Like, it's not. I got it. I understand it. Given the afterthought of showing the psychological understanding of the human psyche, and the breakdowns, and I picked a few different people to listen to on their breakdowns and kind of excerpts about the book. It all made sense. It just didn't strike me as a really good story, right? So, like, and I guess you can have that, right? Like, you don't read, like, I recently read a textbook on boilers, right? And, like, it doesn't strike me as a great story, yet I got a lot of information out of it, right? So, I don't know. And other people might strike them as a great novella, right? Like, but at the same time, it did not strike me the same way. It was interesting. It was good. It just, it was just a tale to me. I don't know. There's something. I can't put my finger on it, but overall, it was a good book. It did have some lessons. I do recommend. You know, like, there's a lot of books out there. You could read Catcher in the Rye and not get some of the takes or the interpretations, and you might listen to somebody else's interpretation and be like, I did not get that. I did not see that from that person. I think you were wrong because this character portrays this, or that. So it's always good to get some of that conjecture in there, as well as to help kind of formulate your thoughts, because Jordan Peterson, a far superior intellect than myself, I mean, I'm going to trust his judgment, and even then, I could hear him say something that I might disagree with, But for the most part, he's usually pretty spot on about a lot of this stuff, as much as people throw him under the bus. So, but yeah, Crime and Punishment, good book, and it's worth a read. It's just, I'm not putting it in my Hall of Fame of like these are amazing books, and maybe it's because I've already learned these psychological struggles and life lessons from other works of literature prior to this. And maybe that's where my not rushing out the front door to throw this in my top 5. So yeah, that's what I got for you on that one. We've got I joined Third Thursday with Ben Shapiro, his book club, and I wanted to try to catch up with his book series. He was doing The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, an American classic, and I think I read the third one, the Tom Sawyer the Detective, or whatever, way back when. It was like a summer reading project, and so I ended up reading. I wanted to start at the beginning of the series because obviously they had banned all these books prior to me becoming, getting into the school system as a child. So the next book on the list is going to be The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and then I wanted to jump into The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and then make my way through the series and just pound it out. But I might jump back and forth because I did miss Ben Shapiro's book. But then again, I mean, these are only 4. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with that book, and I had to get this one done so that I probably end up finishing that one tomorrow, and then I'll do another podcast for you guys. And then I'd really like to read Ben's notes on it. I don't want to read his notes on it if I haven't read the book. So it's one of those things, And then he's got another book coming up, and I can't remember what. Damn, he just released it too in his discussion. It was another book that I planned on reading anyways, and now it's in my arsenal. So, regardless, if you haven't already joined said book club, you really should. ThirdThursday.com or ThirdThursdayBookClub.com. If you Google it, you'll find it. It's a Daily Wire original book club. So. Yeah, thanks guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me how much of a piece of shit I am, because I know most of you think that, and I just like to be, sometimes I feel, sometimes I do these podcasts and I feel like that I'm a good person, and you guys out there in TV land just like to just remind me that I'm just a piece of shit, and I appreciate that with every loving comment that you guys make, every letter I get to my employer, every letter that I get to my friends and family about how much of a piece of shit I am, I love it. So keep that fan mail coming. We will catch you guys on the next time.